Andrea Romero and I am studying engineering mechanical and management. And today in this video I will be talking through a report about the impact of music in the United Kingdom. I will be starting with a little bit of introduction. The United Kingdom has been at the heart of the global music scene for decades, producing some of the most iconic and influential bands in modern history. British music has evolved through various genres and movements, from the Mersey beat at the 1960s to the indie revival of the 2000s. These bands have not only top charts but have also defined generations, shaped cultural identities, and drive social changes. Their impact extends far beyond entertainment, often reflecting the political, social, and economic climates of the times. Well, I will start talking about the most important bands in each decade. I will be starting from the 60s, that it's called the British Invasion. In the 60s, marked a revolutionary period in music, with British bands leading a cultural takeover that became known as the British Invasion. I will be starting with a famous one that it's called the Beatles. That they were from Liverpool. The Beatles redefined pop music with their infectious melodies, innovative songwriting, and charismatic stage presence. Albums like Revolver and Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band showcase their studio experimentation and thematic depth. I will be talking about another one, that it was the Rolling Stones, with their blue-inspired rock and rebellious image. The Rolling Stones contrasted the Beatles' polished persona. Songs like I Can Get No Satisfaction became a theme for youth revelation. These bands changed the music industry, influenced fashion, and gave rise to the idea of the modern rock band. Their success in the US solidified the UK's role as a global music powerhouse. Then I will continue with the 70s. That was the rock evolution and punk rebellion. The 70s saw a diversification of British music, with the emergence of progressive rock, glam rock, and punk. I will start with Led Zeppelin, combining blues, folk, and hard rock. Led powerful sound and mythical lyrics set the stage for heavy metal. Tracks like Stairway to Heaven became timeless classics. Another one it will be Pink Floyd, that pioneers of psychedelic and progressive rock. Pink Floyd's concept album like The Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall explore themes of alienation, war, and mental illness. The impact of this British music in the 70s reflected both escapism and protest. While some bands offer immersive cerebral experiences, punk bands voice frustration and demanded change. In the 80s, they introduced a sleek electronic sound characterized by synths and new production techniques. One of them was the Smiths, that they combined jangling guitars with melancholic lyrics. The Smiths became the voice of disaffection youth. Frontman Morrissey's lyrics address themes of alienation and identity. Another one will be Duran Duran Duran, blending fashion, pop, hooks, and music videos. Duran Duran thrived in the MTV era. Songs like Hungry Like the Wolf exemplified the decade's style and ambition. The impacts that these bands cemented the UK position in the Bulgarian global pop scene. Music became more visual, and British bands used the medium to create memorable cinematic identities. In the 90s, the rise of the Britpop and the alternative rock, the music in this time embraced national identity and a new wave of alternative rock. The Oasis, inspired by the Beatles, captured working class pride, and the Lions hits like Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Angel became modern anthem. Another one will be Radiohead, known for the innovation and emotional depth. Radiohead moved from guitar-driven rock to electronic experimentation, especially with albums like OK Computer and Kid A. The impact was not just about music, but also British culture and identity. It influenced everything from fashion to politics, coinciding with the rise of the cult Britannia. And to finish this, I will be talking about the 2000s and 2010, the indie revival and continued innovation. The new millennium saw the rise of internet, fluid music discovery, and return to indie and experimental sounds. With these artists like Arctic Monkeys, debut album Whatever People Say I Am, and that was I'm Not became the fastest selling debut in UK history. Their lyrics capture the gritty realism of British youth. Another one will be Coldplay with emotive lyrics and sweet melodies. They achieved international success, blending pop and alternative rock influences. Albums like A Rush of Blood to the Head found both commercial and critical acclaim. And these bands continue the UK tradition of musical reinvention. Their global success highlights the importance of online platforms and multimedia engagement. In conclusion, in this video we can see that across the decades, British bands have continually redefined music trends and cultural narratives. From the Beatles to Arctic Monkeys, these artists not only influence sounds, but shape identities, attitudes, and movements worldwide.